Hey, I'm Tashi, and welcome to my shop. For those of you that have been following along with me for the past couple of months, you know that I just opened a yarn shop, but I haven't actually given you a full in-depth tour of the shop yet. So I figured that's what we could do in today's video.
I love yarn. I love yarn. I love yarn. I love yarn.
Before we dive into the grand tour of the yarn shop and all of the kind of like behind the scenes stuff, I do need to add some items to my inventory that I just got from one of my vendors. So we're gonna do that first. And to do that, we're gonna come behind the cash counter so you guys can get a backseat look at how I inventory all of my items. So the way that I have been adding all of my items into my inventory is first uploading them to my app that I use for my shop, which is the Shopify app. But then I use my Munbin thermal label printer to print off the barcodes. And if I need to make any labels, like for example, all of the stickers on my bags, I use my Munbin thermal label printer. It really just helps my brand kind of stand out. It's an easy way for me to brand my bags, and it doesn't cost as much as it would for me to like buy custom made stickers for the bags. It's super fast, really easy. I can print exactly as many as I need, and I really just love how user friendly it is and how it makes my shop really stand out. I also use the Munbin thermal label printer to make stickers for my different crochet kits that I keep in the shop. It's a really easy way to print all of the instructions out to include in those crochet kits as well. I honestly use it for so many aspects of my business. It would be way too long for me to cover it all in this video. And the nice part is that right now, Munbin is hosting a community campaign called Highlight Your Hustle. If you go to their community campaign page and share your journey, you could be entered for a chance to win some of their amazing products to help you grow your own business as well. And don't worry if you're just starting out, because this Highlight Your Hustle is for anyone, even brand new beginners that are just starting their business journeys. Because we all had to start somewhere. It only takes about 2 minutes to participate in the campaign. If you want to highlight your small business hustle, make sure you check out the link in the description below to share your small business journey with our amazing community. And I know for me, starting with Munbin was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. It was the first label printer I'd ever owned. And honestly, I have become such a dedicated fan that I'm not even interested in exploring any other label printers because I love the company. I love the customer support that they give, and their products are just so slick and easy to use. So that's a little bit about how I specifically use the Munbin products for my business. Now I have this beautiful yarn that I have to get barcoded and onto the shelves, and then we will start our shop tour. We're gonna start our tour of the shop in the front and probably in my absolute favorite section of the shop, which is the cozy seating area. Right when you walk in the door, this area is just off to the right, and it has a really cozy couch, which has been with me for a number of years. And actually, I just bought this couch cover for it. Underneath, it's a cream color and would have clashed a lot with the decor. So this couch cover was honestly an amazing find. Thank you, Amazon. I also love the mural wall behind me that was painted by my sister-in-law around Christmas time when we opened the shop for a one-day kind of Christmas event downtown here. This area is just so cozy, so comfy. It's like the perfect area to come and sit and yarn, drink a glass of wine, chat with your friends. And this has gotten a lot of use already, even though we've only been open for 2 weeks. Especially it got a lot of use on our opening day when there was a lot going on in kind of like the main part of the store. There were some people that were just kind of finding a quiet little space up front here to sit and like hang out and just kind of enjoy a quiet moment for themselves. So this is definitely the place where I hang out if I have any downtime because it's so comfortable and I really love it. There's also another little seating area just to the left when you walk in the door. It's a little more private. The chairs aren't quite as cozy, but that has also gotten some use out of people that just want a quiet corner to chat with one another in. As we work our way back into the shop, You'll notice that there are a couple of coat hooks here for you, of course, to hang your coat or your bag, but I also have shopping bags, which I think these are so fun. And I did actually use my Munvin thermal label printer to print these cute little labels for the bag that signify that they're shopping bags and shouldn't be leaving the store. But then I also have this awesome community corkboard. So I honestly love how much stuff we already have on this corkboard. I kind of told some of my business friends in the area that I was gonna be putting this up and that they were welcome to kind of hang whatever they wanted on the corkboard. So a couple of those smaller businesses have hung some of their stuff on the corkboard for people to just kind of take a look at. And I had a gal come in during our opening day, and she is like organizing this circular sock knitting retreat, which is so cool. So we put her poster on the board. I have a lot of posters just about the shop. Our monthly calendar of events are up here. Our Granny Square Community Project info is up here. Our wine club info is up here. And then I did get this recently in the mail. It was kind of part of my Granny Square Community Project haul. Somebody sent me information on their nonprofit where they make these awesome little bags to put soap in, and then they give them to homeless people in the community. So I hung some of that information up there too. And then of course, legally I have to have this hung up because I sell alcohol. So it's just a really fun community space, and it's a nice way for people to just kind of get a snapshot of what's happening in the shop and the local downtown business area. As we move further back in the shop, you'll notice our coffee station. So along with wine, I do also sell cups of coffee and tea. So I wanted to have a little station where people could zhuzh up their coffee or their tea. So I do have some offerings here of, additives that people can put. There's even a little jar of honey for the tea because I personally love honey in my tea. But my favorite part about this section is actually the tea itself. So I do sell the teas that I have in my shop. It's a green rosé and a lavender Earl Grey. And I wish that I could send you smells through this video because, oh my gosh, you guys, these smell so good and they taste just as good as they smell. So my friend Desiree, who owns a couple of local businesses here, one of them called The Meeting Nook, has an online business called Tea Solution, like your soul solution. And she makes all of these custom blended teas that she sells on her website, but also in her shop that she has downtown. And she actually made these custom tea blends specifically for my shop. So you can't get them anywhere else. And they are so good. I cannot emphasize enough how much I love these. We'll continue to kind of skirt around the outside of the shop. So we'll bring it over this way. Here we have another just cozy seating area for people if they just want to sit with one other person and chit chat and quiet. And then right next to that, we have our yarn caking station. So I knew when I had planned to open a yarn shop that I was gonna need a station or some sort of setup where people can, cake their yarn hanks. So I did make a self-caking station, and I do have a sign here that says you're welcome to use it, but we'll also help you if you need help. And this has already gotten quite a bit of use since we've been open, just because a lot of people don't have their own caker at home. Eventually, I would love to upgrade this because right now I just have a Swift and a caker that I got pretty inexpensively off of Amazon. So eventually I would like to upgrade and get like an automatic yarn caker. There are lots of companies that make really nice ones, but they do cost a pretty penny. And eventually I would like to get a wooden yarn Swift, which that's probably something that I can buy sooner than later because those aren't crazy expensive, but this one was obviously cheaper than one of the wooden ones, and so we're just using that for now. And now we get to pivot and talk about the product. So obviously I'm a yarn shop, so I have a lot of yarn to sell. But I actually love all of the products that we have in our shop because this wall behind me is our local yarn wall. Yes, local. So my shop is located in South Dakota, and all of the yarn that's on the wall behind me was either hand dyed, hand spun, or from animals that were raised in South Dakota, which I just think is so unique and special to my shop that people can really come here and they're not just supporting me as a local business, but they're also supporting all of these fiber artists as local businesses as well. So that's honestly One of my favorite aspects about my shop is just that I'm able to highlight so many local fiber artists. So I'm gonna show you a close-up of all of the fiber artists that I have stuff for. So first up, you guys know her well if you've been following me for any length of time. It is Rachel. She owns the company Rachel's Hands, and she hand dyes all of this yarn from the comfort of her own home. And it is some of the softest yarn that I have ever felt. I absolutely adore her yarn. She also dyes all of the yarn for our Yarn Lover subscription boxes. So that's kind of why she's my main vendor, because she and I have been in business together for over a year now, and we've developed a really good working relationship. As we come down further, we get to my friend April's yarn. April owns Luminary Fiberworks, and she hand spins seriously some of the most stunning yarns that you have ever seen. Like, they are absolutely gorgeous, and she has made me want to learn how to spin. So that is one of my 2026 goals, is to learn how to spin yarns as beautiful as hers. We also have a couple of farms in the lineup. So next up, we have Crooked Ranch Farm, which is a local sheep and goat farm. And so all of the yarn that they have is actually 100% sheep's wool that the owner spins from her sheep's wool. So not only is it made from her animals, but she also hand spins it into yarn herself, which just I think is so unique and wonderful, and just really makes this like one of a kind. And I'm almost sold out of her yarn, which makes me so sad because it takes her a while to make more, and it has been selling like hotcakes. It's so hard for me to keep in stock. The other farm that we have is Deer Creek Alpacas. They're about an hour north of my shop, and they're of course an alpaca farm. My favorite thing about this yarn is that all of their yarns are named after the animal the yarn comes from, and you even get a picture of the animal on the skein wrap. It's just so cute. And because it's 100% alpaca, this yarn is crazy soft. So soft. I actually had a gal who came in on opening day a couple weeks ago, and she had made mittens out of this alpaca yarn. And so they were a little bit older because she's been wearing them, and I touched them, and oh my gosh, they felt like butter. I just wanted to live in them. They were so beautiful. So this is definitely a really fun yarn that we have in the shop, and it has been super popular. We also have a few skeins from one of our local fiber mills who does a lot of milling for some of our vendors. Like, they mill all of the Deer Creek alpaca yarn, but then they also make this yarn called Millie, which is fiber made from their milled ends. So typically, like, big fiber mills would throw away these milled ends, but what these guys do, because they're a smaller operation, is they kind of reprocess them and rebrand them into some really awesome and unique yarns. And continuing to scoot down the line here, we have one other amazing yarn vendor, and her name is Melissa, and she owns The Woven Emerald. And she is also, as you can see, a hand-spun fiber artist. And even though I have two hand-spun fiber artists, they're so uniquely different. Melissa makes kind of chunkier yarns than April with Luminary Fiberworks makes. And she also makes this really cool kind of like decorative yarn that you can honestly use to just like kind of string up as really cute boho decor in your house. And she also is, of course, a local fiber artist. So those are all of the amazing fibers that I sell, but I also have some other local vendors that sell some other things. For example, one of my friends from my business class that I recently took, she 3D prints items. So she has some really cool 3D printed stuff that she sells in our shop. And her business is called Sunny Bees. And my favorite thing that she has made so far is this chicken yarn bowl. Isn't that so awesome? I don't even think she understood the irony of like yarn chicken because she's not a yarner, but I laughed so hard when I pulled this bowl out of her recent delivery. And along with their yarn, Crooked Fence Ranch also makes goat milk lotion and hand soap from their farm's goat's milk. Say that 5 times fast. Oh my gosh, and it honestly smells so good. Oh, this one's Toasted Autumn. I could just smell that all day. The fiber mill also produces these really adorable felted wine rings so that you can mark your wine glass and you don't get them mixed up with your friends. And I think it's super cute, very on brand. They also have a couple of really cute stickers that they sell in our shop. So we have a knit local and a crochet local sticker. Aren't those so fun? And of course, I would be completely remiss if I didn't talk about my last vendor. If you've been around for any length of time, you know her, you love her. It's my best friend, Kelsey. So Kelsey is the one that does all of my sewing for me because I don't like to sew. So she makes all of these pencil pouches. She also makes these really cute cube pouches. So I have some of her stuff available for purchase as well. And those are all of my vendors that I have that are local to South Dakota. But I have so many other cool things to show you. And of course, I have stuff that I buy wholesale and that I sell here. For example, I purchased these ergonomic crochet hooks that I really love to sell in my shop. I also purchased some of these sample packs of the Soak laundry soap. I also designed a couple of stickers of my own to sell in the shop, which I think are really fun. And I have some other like yarning notions and little knickknacks that I just personally use and love and that I thought other people would enjoy as well. And pivot a little bit more here. I also sell my clothes. Honestly, at first, I wasn't planning to have my clothing up in the shop, and I'm kind of still toying with the idea of taking it down. The only reason I ended up putting it up is because I was talking to one of my friends that works at the other yarn shop that's in the area, and he told me that I might be surprised how many people would be interested in the clothing because they have, you know, obviously clothing samples at their yarn shop and people are always asking to purchase them. So that's really the only reason that I put them out. And it has been nice because I have actually pulled out pieces every now and then to show people, like if they're questioning a yarn or questioning what something is, I'll pull out a piece and kind of show them like, here's what I made with this yarn, or here's what this looks like when it's worked up. So it has been nice for that aspect. So I don't know. But I have another new vendor that's going to be joining the party as well. And it is my friend Amanda, who owns Unhinged and Unmasked. And she has made a couple of really awesome, like, sarcastic crochet and knitting shirts for my shop. And actually the shirt that I'm wearing today, she gifted me upon the grand opening of my shop. It says, powerful. And wait, you got to check out the back too. And here's the back of the shirt. Isn't that just so cute? I absolutely love her shirts and they're so soft and they're all so awesome. But anyways, she's thinking about selling her stuff in the shop as well. So my stuff might have to get put in the back so that we can have space to display her stuff because as you can tell, I'm a little bit cramped on space, but that's TBD. I haven't fully decided yet. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you about one of my favorite products in the shop so far. So I came up with this idea and it has been going so well. I'm having a really hard time keeping these items in stock. It is my mystery yarn bags. I think they're so fun. So on the back, it says exactly like what kind of yarn is in the bag and it gives like the yardage and the weight of the yarn and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, so it's just like kind of like a fun little surprise. And I found like people that can't decide what to get, they often end up getting a mystery bag because it just kind of makes the decision for them. And I do give a little hint on the front of the bag as to kind of what the, you know, what the color palette maybe invokes, but it's not really enough to fully know. And now we're going to pivot to the last yarn section of the shop. So this wall behind me contains all of the pre-loved yarn that I have for sale in the shop. If you guys missed it, I did a massive de-stash of my yarn specifically to take to the shop. And I did that a couple of months ago. And honestly, like probably over half of that yarn that I de-stashed has already sold. And I've gotten a lot more yarn donated to kind of resupply this section, which is so awesome. I do offer kind of an exchange program with people if they bring in their yarn to de-stash. So I have these really cute little beverage punch cards. So for every beverage you purchase, you get a punch and your 10th drink is on us. But what I'm doing with the pre-loved yarn section is that if somebody donates a full skein of yarn, you get a punch on your card for every full skein of yarn that you donate and that we take and put on our shelves. And then if you fill 2 of these cards, you can trade them in for 10% off of your purchase. So that's been going really well so far. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me asking if they can donate yarn even without knowing about the punch card system, because I haven't like widely advertised it yet. So it's definitely something that people are excited about. A lot of people have been purchasing stuff from there, so I definitely feel like it filled a kind of a need within the community. And I have things other than yarn. Like I've got some bags, I have a crochet kit, I have some crochet and yarning books. On the table here, I have some knitting needles and some pom-poms for hats and some stuffing. So like, it's just kind of a catch-all, like yarning notion, pre-loved area. And it's been going really well. All right, and then if we keep skirting around the outside of the shop here, we get to this little half wall, which is for my featured artist. So every month in the shop, I'm going to have a different featured artist, and they're not necessarily going to be a fiber artist. So this month's featured artist is my friend Lexi, and she owns Tricket Flowers, and she makes these beautiful works of pressed flower art. So on this shelving unit, she just has like some of her prints and some of her smaller things, but then her artwork is actually hung behind the register. So during their featured month, the monthly featured artist will get to hang their work on this giant wall that's behind the bar/cash counter area. And I just think it's so fun because honestly, I wasn't sure what to do with this wall at first until I came up with this featured artist idea. Plus, I think it's just a really cool way to display, different pieces of art that people maybe wouldn't have known about before. And the other fun thing about this is that during their featured month, I'm offering for the artist to teach a class on their art form at the shop. So Lexi is actually going to be teaching a pressed flower art class in the shop at the end of the month, and it is almost sold out, which is so exciting for her because she of course gets paid to do those classes as well. The last kind of main part of the shop is of course the bar area and the cash counter. So we'll go take a closer look at those. So this is really where I live when the shop is open because I'm usually working the bar / manning the cash register, which is on the other side. And we do have a selection of snacks that are right here. And I made these really cute like little menu cards with all of our snack items and non-alcoholic items on it. And then of course the wines are on the back. And we do sell wines by the glass or by the bottle. And because I know people are gonna ask, yes, I did have to get a liquor license. It's actually called an on-off sale wine license. So I am licensed only to sell wine, but I am able to sell it on site, which means people can buy it in the store, drink it by the glass or by the bottle. And I can do off sales as well, which means people can buy bottles from me to take home, which is also kind of nice because I have sold a few bottles since we've been open. We also have a different featured wine every month, and it's going to be rotating kind of based on the seasons or based on like what's on sale or what I'm vibing with. So this month, because I thought it was very on brand, our featured wine of the month is this Hallmark Channel Rosé, which I know sounds really weird, but it's actually like really good. So if you ever have a chance to try this, like it's actually a pretty good rosé. And my goal with the featured bottles is just to give people kind of a lower price point option for a glass or purchasing a bottle of wine. And I also have Sip and Stitch Happy Hour every Friday night from 6 to 9 p.m. where I do discount a couple of my glasses of wine. And people can come, they can purchase a glass, they can hang out and sip and stitch. And it was so much fun this last Friday because it was the first Friday that we were open and that we had our sip and stitch. And this place was full. Like we completely filled the community table with people. We had to pull up another table at one point because more people joined us. It was so much fun. It was such a great night, and I feel so blessed to just have a space now where people can come and hang out and just have that kind of community. And because I'm giving you the insider information here, I'm going to take you behind the cash counter with me and kind of show you what happens back here. But it is a little bit, it's a little bit messy because like this is where I have to keep everything. So over here we have the wine pouring, drink making station. So I have my little coffee maker. I keep my tea in these little pink containers, which is really nice because then I can like let people smell the tea. And I've actually sold quite a few bags that way just by letting people smell it. I have my open bottles of red. I have my little wine fridge here, which is where I keep all of like most of my white wines, and the rosé is in the fridge. And then my beverage fridge contains all of my non-alcoholic beverages. I also have some cheese and cracker snack packs in there, and my sweet wines are in there as well because there wasn't enough room in my tiny wine fridge. And then on the floor behind me is where I keep all of my boxes of wine because I don't really have anywhere else to keep them. And it's convenient because they're right there if I run out or need to restock. And I'll kind of show you what's hidden down here. So down here behind the cash register is where I keep everything that I need to like serve people or to pour wine or to clean up messes. So this right here is kind of like my wine shelf area. Obviously I have all of my glasses, and fun fact about my glasses, they were all thrifted except for the pink ones, which were gifted. And then I do have my like reds, my red backstock down here. So if I need to quick grab a bottle for someone or open a new bottle, these are ready to go and I don't have to go digging through the boxes. And then I have this crate that I'm using for now just for dirty glasses, and I take it home at the end of the night to clean all of the glasses. So I'm kind of just like crossing my fingers and praying that I don't run out of glasses. But honestly, opening day was probably like the busiest day that I'm gonna have, and I didn't run out. So I think we'll be just fine. And then over here, a little bit further back, I have some coffee mugs in case people wanna stay, but I do have disposable ones as well if people are on the go and just need to take it with them. I also have some glasses. I don't know, I just found them in the thrift store and I thought they were cute. I only have like 2 sets. I have 6 of each and they're really pretty. I don't really know if I'm gonna ever use them very often, but like, I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll come up with like a drink or something that needs a glass like this and then I have them. And then down below here, I have a bunch of cleaning supplies. I have some back stock of snacks. I have all of my empty wine bottles that I'm kind of collecting here to recycle. And so yeah, it's just kind of a place where I keep everything. And then if we turn around to the other side, that's the cash register area. So I'll kind of show you what's going on over there. Since we're already on the floor, I think we'll just stay down below and then we'll kind of work our way up. So this area down here is all of my bag backstock. So these are just extra shopping bags that I can use to restock the easily accessible ones that I keep right here. I also just have, you know, just some retail stuff that I need, like a garbage can. I have my pricing down here, just some files and different things. I have a little snack stash here, and this is usually where I throw my purse as well. And then behind me is where I keep my bags. Just, they're easy to grab right off the shelf. I can see the sizes pretty easily. I also have all of my extra cards, like my business cards, my discount cards, all that kind of stuff here, and all of my other office-y stuff there. I also have, you know, some of my hardware stuff, like my hammer, nails for my artists, tape measure, that kind of stuff. And we'll move up. And this is kind of what is behind the little cash counter things, the little behind the scenes action too. So obviously I have my cash drawer here, and then this is my register. Honestly, this is exactly the setup that I use at craft fairs. Is I just use my iPad, and then I have my little card reader here that's connected to it. It is not fancy, but it's what I already had, because buying like an actual system is gonna run me $500, and I just felt like it wasn't something that I needed right away. Like eventually I would like to upgrade to a more professional, you know, point of sale system, but this is working for now. So, you know, why fix a good thing? And then I have my Munban label printer, like we already talked about. This one lives at the shop, and then I have another one that I keep at my house, but it's really nice to just have one here because I print so many barcode labels with it. So I have my barcodes already loaded in. I have a couple other stickers back there that I use for it. I have some other just little things laying around that I need, like notepad, and I have my scan gun back here, and you know, a little bowl full of scissors and pens and like all of the little accoutrement that I need throughout the day for businessy things. And when we were taking our tour, I guess I did forget to show you this cute little $5 spinner. This has been really nice to have right at the checkout because a lot of people will just grab one of these last minute as they're checking out. So I've got some stitch markers on there that I've made, some earrings that I've made, Scissors, because these scissors are just awesome. So it's just little stuff that people will grab and throw in with their purchase. And that covers all of like the inventory shopping part of the shop. But I have two other spaces that I want to make sure I show you before we wrap up this vlog. I would be completely remiss if I did not talk about the heart of the shop, which is my community table. I absolutely love having this giant table right in the middle of the space because honestly, like this shop for me is community first, yarn second. I really just wanted a place for people to come and like gather and create together and just kind of foster that strong sense of community around the fiber arts. And it has already proven to be turning into exactly what I envisioned for this space. So I'm very excited about it. Plus, I also host a lot of classes here at the shop. So not only do I have my featured artists doing classes, but I do a lot of classes as well. So some of you may know my background is in education. I'm actually still working full-time in education at a local high school until the end of the year. So it's kind of my last year working the high school circuit. And then I am leaving education to do this full-time starting in the summer. So I'll be able to kind of expand my hours and do more class offerings. But education is my passion. I mean, obviously yarn and wine are my passions too. I just have a lot of passions, what can I say? And honestly, this shop is a conglomeration of all of those passions combined because I get to nerd out about wine and I get to nerd out about yarn and share that love with people, but then I also get to teach people. So I'm hosting my first crochet class in 2 days, which I am so excited for. It's a beginner crochet class and it's sold out, which I think just really speaks to the like excitement and enthusiasm and the need that we have in our local community for a space like this. So I'm really excited to start teaching kind of some fiber arts classes. I also recently hired a knitting instructor who's going to be teaching some knitting classes starting next month in the shop, and I am so excited because she is so awesome, and it was just kind of like a perfect fit for both of us. So that's also really exciting. So that is the community space and that is the shop. But I have one other piece of the shop that you have not seen yet that is muy importante for me to show you. Come with me. It is none other than my bathroom. So I know it seems really weird to be like showing you my bathroom, but this bathroom is my pride and joy. If you guys missed my grand opening video, I'm gonna put in a before of the bathroom here, and then you can fully appreciate how far this bathroom has come. I think I put the most blood, sweat, and tears into fixing up this bathroom because it was in such a dire state. Like, it was despicable how it looked. So I'm just gonna give you like a quick little panel and show you all of the cool things that I did in the bathroom and kind of like maybe talk through like a little bit of how awesome it is. So first up, I painted these floors and got like a cute little rug to kind of cover it. I also painted the baseboards and of course painted the walls. Hung some like cute artwork because it's fun. I also hung these curtains just to kind of hide the wall behind it because honestly, the wall behind it is like really weird and kind of sketchy. And eventually I'd love to get like a little sofa table to go right here to kind of hold the curtain back and to just be a space for people to set stuff. And then this is my pride and joy because I have never done anything quite so amazing. This counter was original to the bathroom. All I did was make it pretty. I painted the cabinet doors, installed the hardware for the handles. I refinished this sink. So I literally, I don't know if you can even see it, but there's like a little crack right here that I had to repair. Painted the sink, painted the hardware, replaced the faucet handle, and I covered the counter in contact paper. Yeah, that's contact paper, okay? And then I sealed like all of the edges with sealant to make it look nice and finished. Installed this mirror, installed the paper towel holder. I mean, I'm so proud of this bathroom. Pride and joy right here. And that's my shop. Oh, Yeah, that is the ins and out of my shop. That's all the spaces, all of the cool things that I sell. If you're ever in South Dakota, make sure you stop by my shop, Tashi's Yarn Bar in Dell Rapids. It's right on the downtown strip. There's so many other cute places to see. You know what? It's a gorgeous day. Maybe I'll take you on a walk on the downtown strip and just show you some of my favorite places as well. It has been so much fun kind of going on this journey. It has been a long couple of months getting this place like put together and ready to open. But now that we're here, I'm finally able to relax a little bit, which has been really nice. And it has been so awesome. It's just been so awesome. And I am so excited to see what the future brings. So, all right, I'm gonna grab my keys and we're gonna go on a little walk and I'll show you my little downtown area. So I guess one of the things I didn't show you was I didn't show you the outside of my shop. So here it is. This is kind of the outside. It has this really like kind of crazy blue door. I am planning to paint this when the weather gets nice enough. I mean, it's nice enough today. It's like gorgeous. It's like mid 60s in the middle of February in the Midwest, which is unheard of. But I have to have consistent overnight temperatures of 50 degrees or higher. So hasn't been consistently warm enough to paint yet, but eventually I will paint the outside to match the business colors of the inside. And there are these like red panels down here. My plan is to cover those with granny squares that also match the shop colors. So that's gonna be a fun project coming soon. And you can kind of see my window decal here. And then my other window is my display window. So this is the display that I currently have going. Ooh, and it is bright. And I'm just gonna flip the camera and I think I'll just take a walk down Main Street and just kind of show you guys some of the cute businesses that are here. We'll do a little montage and then we'll wrap up when we get back to the shop. And that's it. That's my town. That's my shop. And this is the start of a really fun new chapter in my life. And I am so excited to be taking you guys along with me on this journey. We're gonna have a lot of fun, friends. If you have any burning questions about the shop or about the area, make sure to drop those in the comments below. I do read every single comment that you guys write, and I would love to film a follow-up video answering any questions that you have. But thank you guys so much for being here, for supporting me on this journey. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed any part of it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell so you never miss out when I post a brand new video. And I'll see you next time for another crafting adventure.